Good morning and welcome to you all. We're delighted to have you here on this Tuesday. My name is Scott Murray along with David Hamilton, and we are welcoming you all to the America's Future Series C.L.A.S.S. Summit. That's right. We're delighted to have each and every one of you here, and we're going to be here for the next 2 days sharing with you all kinds of incredible information. I do want you to know that we're broadcasting live from Murray Media Studios here in Dallas, Texas. And as I said before, this is a very special time because we're going to be here for the next couple of days sharing all kinds of information with some incredible guests that will be joining us over the next 48 hours. Certainly a hearty thank you to our presenting sponsor, Comtech. And this event is being hosted by General Petraeus and General Alexander. We cannot thank either one of them enough, certainly for their incredible service for many, many decades, but most importantly, for their involvement here this morning. So what I'm going to do right now is introduce to you the gentleman that you probably saw just a moment ago as we welcomed you all. His name is David Hamilton. He is the founder and the CEO of America's Future Series, and he's the one that makes this all happen every single day during the course of the year. So again, we welcome you to Murray Media Studios. We welcome you, my friend, to Murray Media Studios as well. Thanks for being here. Well, thanks. And thanks for what you created. I might also add, this is his 13th birthday. Not his, but America's Future Series. So, unlucky 13? No, indeed. This is a lucky 13. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I want to thank you and Murray Media for hosting us here like you always do. This is a fantastic studio. If you guys don't know Murray Media, you should. And if you want to put on a program like this and many other kinds, remote, live, whatever, this is the organization to do it with. And I want to thank Scott because almost from the very beginning, I think for at least 12 years, you've been an advisor, coach, mentor, et cetera, in support of the America's Future.
Late 50s, I think it was when we started.
Absolutely. Yeah. When we were 10.
Yeah,
and
second grade.
And anyway, this has been a really great partnership. I appreciate Murray Media and you, Scott, in particular. You've helped us connect with a lot of wonderful people, and I want to say thank you for that.
You're very welcome. You're most welcome. We're delighted and most honored to be a part of it, and certainly with all the people that have been a part of this program in the past and continue to be here virtually or live or whatever it might have been. Some incredible individuals that have all made a difference in our communities, in our world. And so we thank them all very, very much, and delighted to have all of you here today, whether you've been a part of this before or never seen this before. America's Future Series. Look it up, check it online. It's making a difference in our world.
Appreciate that. So real short, our mission is to help make America a stronger, more noble, and more generous country. We're rapidly nonpartisan. We're very inclusive. We want anybody and everybody who has a particular recommendation or prescription to help America be a stronger, more noble, more generous country. We believe that America, with all of its faults, is still the greatest country in the world. And we would like America and its allies to remain the strongest military, political, and economic powers in the world. So to that end, we bring some really brilliant, amazing people, and they talk about answers. They give solutions. We like to say we talk about policy and not politics, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is not about politics. This is about policies. You're absolutely right.
And this fits very nicely with Scott's message for many years, which is about bringing unity together to have a culture of civility.
Yeah, absolutely. And creating champions of change in our country through a culture of civility, something that we certainly have lost in our country. So we need to get it back.
And Scott's been a champion of that for years and years. His Leadership America program. You guys got to check that out. So with that said, we're going to move on very, very quickly. This is a military defense and national security thing, so you got to be quick and on time, right? We got to military precision, right? And the first thing I'd like to do is bring on board Ken Peterman, who I've known for some time, who's just an amazing leader, an amazing executive in the high-tech satellite communications realm. He most recently was with Viasat and led their federal business, which was the fastest growing business of its kind for over 6 years. Impressive track record, and he has been tagged to be the CEO and president of Comtech, which has started off under his leadership here in the past few months and is primed for a really amazing launch and trajectory. And the initial signs have all been very, very positive. And I can't thank you enough, Ken, for being here with us and for being our presenting sponsor. Appreciate your being here with us.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure to be here, and I think it's an honor for Comtech Telecommunications to be your sponsor today. We really do have a fantastic lineup, and I want to just jump in and first say thank you. This is your 13th year David. So congratulations. What you've done is contributed to the thought leadership and bringing people together that can help progress the thinking and the progression of this nation in its defense readiness, in its preparedness, empowering our young men and women in uniform with the capabilities that they need to be safe and execute the business of this nation. And you have, in fact, executed on your promise to do it in a apolitical way, where we focus on issues and policies and the progression of thought leadership and stay out of the political quagmire. So you've done a great job at that. And Scott, I'll tell you thank you too for your media capability, because it's a first-rate, high-tech operation. You make it look simple with all the calmness that you guys project from your chair. But honestly, I know it's not easy, and you do a great job. You've done a great job for 13 years. You're going to do a great job the next 2 days. It's a fantastic lineup.
Well, thank you for all of those.
Thank you
for all those kind words. And you know, what I'd love to do is maybe just have you share just a couple of thoughts, you know, of sort of opening remarks, if you will, about how you see this industry, how you see the public-private sector, space, telecommunications, the world we live in, et cetera. Any sort of foundational initial thoughts that you have, the things that people should be focused on as we explore these issues over the next couple of days.
Yeah, thanks. You know, I've had the privilege in my 43-year career coming out of a university as an electrical engineering student with you know, almost a 4.0. You know, and I went into the defense industrial base. And I've worked for 5 or 6 defense companies, and they have had different cultures, different focuses, those kinds of things. But I learned a lot from that, and I've had the privilege of seeing really a transformation in our country, and from a technology perspective. We've seen the transformation from DoD and the defense industrial base inventing capabilities that never existed before. Mobile networking, satellite communications, the beginnings of cybersecurity. We saw GPS, global positioning, and those kinds of things. All of these capabilities in this communications and mobile networking sector were invented by our defense, DoD, with the cooperation and collaboration of the defense industrial base to help our young men and women in uniform be safer and more effective in the execution of their mission. And I'd say for the first 2 decades, we were doing things in the defense industrial base that was really hard. And then we saw, about 20 years ago, we saw the commercial sector, the private sector, embrace these technologies and put them to use for us in our everyday life. Things that the capability that we have on our handheld device today in terms of connectivity, assured connectivity through multiple connectivity channels. In DoD, we used to call that redundant, resilient communications. And what you don't realize is today your cell phone can connect via Bluetooth, it can connect via Wi-Fi, it can connect via cellular. And in fact, we're seeing now the convergence of satellite and terrestrial wireless with the iPhone and T-Mobile announcing partnerships with LEO providers in order to provide a 4th connectivity channel on your device that includes satellite communications to LEO, when in fact for text messages and things like that. So what we've seen is this transfer of technology leadership from the defense industrial base to the private sector to empower us in our everyday lives. And so now there's an opportunity that I've witnessed, you've witnessed, David, General Petraeus has witnessed, General Keith Alexander has witnessed, that enables us to declare a kind of a technology dividend. And bring this technology from the private sector that's leveraging all this private sector investment and the talent of our universities and our young people to drive these technology trajectories faster and steeper than ever before. And now to move those back into the defense sector such that our young men and women in uniform can take advantage of this technology dividend to put the private sector to work in the execution of their DoD responsibilities. So this transfer from DoD industrial base and DoD's acquisition process of invention, moving that over to the to be able to leverage now and participate and operate on commercial satellite constellations and leverage commercial location-based services and commercial data processing and analytics, commercial machine learning and AI, commercial imagery from space. DoD has the opportunity to leverage this, and it brings a benefit not just to the warfighter, it brings a benefit to the taxpayer in terms of being able to leverage these capabilities on a global scale for our national purposes. So it's been a fantastic journey from my perspective, and I've been fortunate to be part of it. Many others have been part of it too, but it's a fantastic thing to be a participant.
Well, thank you for those sort of foundational comments, and you do give us a little perspective. It's kind of interesting when you think about how far we've come, and to think about the technology we enjoy now. Those were created so many years ago. So what we're working on now is almost mind-boggling. What it's going to be like in another 20 or 30 or 40 years, I truly can't comprehend, right? So it's going to be interesting to talk to the people that we're going to have for the next couple of days, because to many degrees they are futurists, right? And so the future is bright as long as we can work together and leverage the capabilities of the private sector and work together with our Defense Department. I think the future looks bright, and I want to thank you for all the contributions you and others like you have made to our way of life through the technologies you brought to us. I want to thank you for that, Ken.
Well, yeah, well, thank you. But I'll tell you, it's imperative now that we move fast. If you look at the National Defense Strategy that was just released, I think last week, it talks about the accelerating threat vectors that we all face, because frankly, the threat vectors are empowered by these same technology trajectories and those kinds of things. So now it's imperative that DoD take advantage of the speed, agility, and investment in the private sector. And we're going to talk about that today. I think we've got, your agenda, David, that you've set up here for this class summit is fantastic. This 4-star tour of the world that we begin with, discussing this contemporary geopolitical situation. Meredith Walker, I think, is hosting that with General David Petraeus, General Keith Alexander, Major General Kim Kreider. These folks have witnessed this same progression that we just talked about, and it'll be fascinating to hear them talk about it. We have a big lineup today. We've got the Rudiger Award presentation, are we going to keep the name in the bag here of the recipient, or can we say that Kevin's going to be the awardee on this?
Yeah, Kevin Mandy is the recipient of the Rudiger Award, absolutely. And he'll be
All right.
joining us.
And then we're going to move to a collective defense strategy where General Keith Alexander will interview Kevin, and that'll be fantastic. We have a keynote by Lieutenant General John Shaw and Major General Kim Kreider. That's going to be fantastic. I think that's about 11:50 Central Time. It's 12:50 on the East Coast. We talk deeper, David. You and I talk deeper about the future of commercial and defense satellite communications. We spend some time on that, and then we move to a fascinating discussion with Paul Szymanski of the Space Strategy Center, talking about space warfare. We move to national cyber policy and strategy, where Susan Kelly of the Cypher Brief will interview and discuss a dialogue with National Cyber Director Chris Inglis. We move to the future of new space. What's next? You'll be talking to Major General Clint Crozier, and that'll be fantastic. Then we move to deep fakes, national security. We talked to J.R. Rorden of Black Sky. We talked to Nina Schick, a best-selling author, and that kind of thing. We move to my interview of Tori Bruno, Kuiper and beyond. It's going to be fascinating to see how a traditional defense launch company is adapting and moving, and the winning of their Kuiper launch capability in the commercial sector is a fascinating win for them. We'll add to that discussion with Swami Iyer at Virgin Galactic, a commercial challenger in the space launch business, who's also doing great things. And then we'll get an update from the Ukraine, have a fireside chat with Nicole Robinson. We have a second fireside chat with Christine Robertson at Raytheon, and then we'll offer some closing remarks. It's a really full day, a lot of topics, well aligned with what exactly the kinds of things our national leadership in the industrial base as well as DoD should be talking about and dialoguing about.
Well said. Thank you for setting that foundation. Everyone should know that all of this is being streamed. Not only can you see us on this Zoom webinar, but these things are being streamed on LinkedIn Live and I believe Facebook Live. And our good friends at Epic Times are streaming all of this content for the next 2 days on their platform to all of their millions of viewers. So we're going to have a much bigger audience, and I would ask that everybody who's watching it, let your friends know. Point them to our website, give them the code. We don't care. We just want as big an audience as possible. More the merrier. So please invite in all your friends. Let your friends know that this is going on. If you see something particularly interesting, please let your friends know. And you'll have the opportunity to submit some questions in chat. And we'll see, it's kind of up to the moderator as to which ones they pick, et cetera, of that, or if they have time for that. But please don't hesitate to please put your comments into this, et cetera. So I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Epic Times. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Major General Kim Kreider. She's really helped put together a lot of these things. She's a deep thought leader in the area of AI and national security. So we have a lot of people to thank, and we'll thank them throughout the day, but we have to be really thankful, and we're really blessed to have you, Ken, and all of the other people supporting us, and our team, Rain DeVries. I got to point her out. She's been carrying heavy water for us. So appreciate that. So Ken, we're going to bring up our next guest here in a second. Scott and I are going to visit in a second. We're going to bring up Meredith, and we're going to bring up General Petraeus. I just want to thank you for your support, and we look forward to your involvement through the rest of the event for the next 2 days.
Thank you, David. I think what you're doing is fantastic. We're thrilled to be a part of it. I'll say also that I think what this does is these 2 days, they establish a foundation for a dialogue, and that dialogue needs to continue in forums all over the United States among DoD and industry leadership, so we can partner together to really drive progress, protect our young men and women in uniform, and really advance the national agenda in unique and innovative ways where we leverage technology. This is what you're doing is fantastic. Thanks for letting us be a part of it.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.